All right, it's your boy PFS Tib from Daytrading LLC. Booyah! Let's go over today's trade and let you know where I stand with Take Profit Trader. This video is for your education purposes only. I'm just recording my journey of how I'm doing with funded accounts. I've passed a couple, haven't stayed funded. I've worked on myself. We're hoping that this is one that I will actually be able to draw money out of. So, all right, let's go. All right, I started this one on the 20th. I'm up a little over $3,600. You can see my my graph of my profit. Took a little dip here. Looked like I started going down. All right, these show the actual trades. All right, let's look at our summary analysis. 36.64.90 after commissions. All right, I'm about 61.18% profitable. Profit factor 2.12. All right, let's look at today's trade. Took this around, I think it was around 9:21 Eastern time today. We had SD2 here. You know, the market, I had a green background showing me a trend, but I wasn't available to take the trade here. Had a 200 EMA. We came up. We also got our pivot point right here. We rejected. I was watching this SD2. We rejected. All right, so I went short two of them about right here. This is the that's the 1597 tick. This is the 10 range, the chart I actually trade off of. And you can see where I got in the entry here. I didn't get in off the reject here. I want to make sure my moving averages were pointing down. This one is the 8. The cornflower blue is the 20. It's not part of the overall system I use, but it's part of another system that I've incorporated to help me. You know, the error was actually here. Was where we got our, this area here saying to go short. I just want to wait for a little more verification. I don't like shorting into a pivot point. Waited for it to cross the pivot. The 8 was under the 20. And I said, let's go. So I got in there. Got one target at 55.25, and I got stopped out at 54.50. So 55.25, 54.50, you can see right here. And that was what I needed. I think I had maybe $238 I needed. I did pull it back a little bit and let it catch a little extra. So that way tomorrow I won't have to make as much. Got our spreadsheet. Basically what it does, I input each day what I've made in the account. And then it shows me I got 4 days left to, today was my 6th day. The 10 days, I don't have to qualify in 10 days, but that's what I'm shooting for. So it shows me what I need to make each day. So tomorrow I'll put in about 210, 220 as my goal, and the nutcracker indicator will get me out whenever it reaches my goal. I may put 300. If I see the trade start going against me, I'll get out of it. As long as I know I got that $209. That way it doesn't, I'm not having to shoot for $1,000 or anything. Once I get funded, I'll probably figure like 4,500, 450 a day, and I'll make between 4 and 500 a day my target. That way I can start drawing some money out in a couple of weeks. So I had some really good trades today. The market was kind of, I don't know for a better word to describe it. I didn't really like it at the open. This computer is set to Eastern time. And as you can see here, we opened up here. Got a signal to go long here. I didn't like that. I was already done, so I wouldn't have done anything with it. But you can see right here we're along SD1. There's a 200, and we got a pivot point here also. 9:36. A lot of times I like to wait and trade after the first 40 minutes. So I mean after the first 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. If you would have waited until here, we got a signal to go short, but I like getting these dots with it. Now, the other thing what I like is we had a signal to go long which failed and went nowhere. So usually after a failure, we do get, you know, the next signal is usually pretty good. Not always, because like I said, I don't like trading into the 200 on this chart, you know, or a pivot or a VWAP line. I got my VWAP here. I got SD1 here, negative SD1 down here, and at 200. So we had a little bit of crap and a pivot point. But this one did break through. If you would have taken this trade, you'd have got in around 53, and you would have targeted negative SD1 around 45. You got plenty out of it. Background's red, which is a plus. The trade I took, not so much. I was wanting to get done a little early today, so that was the reason I took this trade. But main reason I took it because it rejected, and I figured I could get at least 2 or 3 points out of it. Then let's see, we got another signal at 9:47. I got the dots before it, or like a dot usually on the bar, but that was okay.
ES reversing.
That was actually a good. That was actually worked out really good. This trade here, you know. We actually just shot. There was no reject. We just shot straight through SD1. Figured since we rejected it here, we were going to break through it lower here. We broke through SD2. Well, we hit SD2 and bounced back. You could have re-entered here. And then we went down to SD3. The previous day's low was there. Okay, so that was an $1,100 move. Would you have gotten all of it? I don't know. Would you have gotten some of it? Probably. And I mean, some is always better than not. So, now if we look at that chart with our levels on it, this is another indicator I kind of pay attention to. You know, here's that move here. Another thing you noticed, these bands are all together. We got this RTH mid-level. We came down to negative SD1, came back up, couldn't really get past the 200 on here, and then we broke down. My interest signal would have been a break of this red candle here. So from 49, you know, we hesitated on this level, which was SD2, and boom, negative SD3 VWAP band definitely get out of. So that's another nice little move here. Let's see, entry would have been here. I wouldn't have got all of this. I probably got out once it retraced. Actually, I'd have got out over here once it came back above the
Enter ES.
above the 8. So that's an $875 move. Probably would have re-entered here if I'd have got out here. So, but I do like those levels. I'm debating whether or not I'll buy that indicator. We'll see. Just doing a demo trial version right now. All right, so you can see we kind of got a double bottom right here. Chances are we're going to come back to the VWAP, which is here. You know, nice little reject. If you were taking that trade, you'd have trailed down here. You're looking at probably what, 30 and a quarter, 25. So you're looking at about a 5-point stop. And I mean, that one would have went up. Just a lot of crap doing that opening this morning. You know, after this move down, I don't know. It's just
ES reversing.
Got a continuation trade here, which we broke above the 200. I like that. We were above the SD1. And what I like is we're basically rejecting that SD1.
Enter ES.
So the theory of what I believe is once we break SD1 or negative SD1, that's usually where we're going to trend for more of the day. Pull back, got signals here, got another signal here. 62,
Enter ES.
66.
Enter ES.
I mean, not much. This was kind of a crappy area. I remember this. You're between SD1 and SD2. What I do like
Enter
is
ES.
you see all these dots.
Enter
This is
ES. Enter
all
ES.
resistance that you're hitting here. Keep hitting this resistance here. Okay? So, and we're getting up to SD3. Chances are we're going to reject it. And finally we do. And this entry, I get the dots. I like the dots. Got my arrow, my 9's pointing down, 30's coming down, turning red. You can't really see the 30. So, looks like it actually turns red over right here. I can't really see it here. I need to figure out how to get it to show up, because once it goes behind these dots, you really can't see it. Anyhow, so really good. I mean, I can see, you know, right here, even if you'd have waited a little bit, but I mean, I would have, your stop wouldn't have been much. 69, 75, yeah, 4 or 5 points. So I'd have been targeting, or I'd have been leery of SD1. I'd have watched it, but we just broke right through it. Then we hesitated at the pivot, or you can see we went down 200, came back to the pivot, and another short. I'd have taken this as a continuation. That's a nice, good reject off of the pivot. I like those. Let's see, that's at 938. Let me look at a 10 range chart and see what that says. Oh yeah, yeah, I like that. That looks really good. It's around this area here. I'm sorry. No, that's 1038. My bad. Wrong one. It's this area here. 34, 37, a little further. Yeah. But probably would have been in the trade here. I'd have looked at the 610 also to see where it was at. If it was saying to go short, I'd probably go short. Like I said, you got all this area of this resistance and an S2, SD2.
Enter
right
crude.
Here. You know, so chances are we wasn't going to go any higher. Got a little more chop slop in this area. Get a signal here. Got that VWAP right below it. You need to be careful. Maybe I'd have entered here once the background turned red. Could have took a short down there. It's $450 on one contract. Kind of wedged. I was watching this pattern here. Guess I should have continued that line. Came back down to negative SD1. A little more chop suey. And then we finally got a good little break in this area.
Enter ES.
I like how we broke below SD1, and when you pull back, usually when you pull back and you come back through SD1, you usually get a nice short or negative SD1, whichever one it is. I don't normally say the positive or negative, but you get the idea. Even if you'd have waited for this low to break, I mean, you're going to target SD2, $400. I'm good with that. Even one contract, so works for me. Anyway, that's some of what went on today. Now I was gone at by this time, so I haven't looked at what the market did, but I do like. We're on the 50 here. I do like this entry here. Once we break through that SD1,
ES reversing.
if you got in here around 37, let's say you got out at 44, that's 8 points. Another $400 move. All right, here's everything lined up. Also, I've been drawing these lines to see like where price stops and so forth. You know, I'm gonna measure like from these highs or these lows, you know, here, to see if price comes back and touches them or whatnot. You know, like this high here, you can see this area where price went up and then it came back and touched it. So like if I got a reject and I see we got a, you know, resistance or a support line, chances are I'll take it. It's just, I'm just trying to, you know, look at the structure of the market while I'm trading. I got away from that. Robin had taught me to do that before and I got away from it, so trying to get back to it. Find that it's very helpful, you know, because if you look at it, you can see I mean, we had this area here that we had a high, and look, we break down, and look where we come back to, same area. So would I've taken this short? Hell yeah. This is a continuation trade because there's no dots. I mean, this bad boy, what time was that? 13:46 Eastern. That's $612 move. Lots of good trades today. You know, I'd have been a little weary of this trade because there's so many dots, and then here you got a bunch of dots again, so you need to kind of be careful. And this is the previous day's low line right here, so you need to
ES
be
reversing.
careful. You know, and I mean, do you want to take that? You know, I mean, we break this low, it would have probably faked you out. But the other thing is, you're riding right here on SD2. Look how SD2 is holding that price. Now, do we go lower? Yes, but it's a grind. It's a grind lower. You know, a lot of times I notice when we get on that SD2, we grind on it. Not so much on that one, but on other ones you can see where we, that's VWAP. Let's see, I don't remember. There was another day I was looking at during the week where we just kind of rode that sucker and we just, you know, this was grinding on it. So anyway, but just some little idiosyncrasies I noticed. But I mean, there was plenty of good trades this afternoon. You know, this, I like this. We break through the low of the day. You get a nice clean breakthrough. You got your arrow, your dot. You know, let's see, it'd have been like this. I mean, you've got some resistance here. You see the yellow dots. You got resistance there. I mean, that's good resistance there. You know. And then boom, down you come. Now, my entries are a little sooner on that range bar, but anyway, 22 to 16, about another 6 points. You get the point of what I'm showing. You know, we come up here. I'd have probably taken this one here. Because like I said, these rejects, especially the 200, these rejects are usually really good. I might have waited for some of this crap to clear up. But my 9 was red, my 30. I know my 30 probably got red in here somewhere. You know, even worst case scenario, you wait and take the trade over here. I mean, crap.
Enter
You're
ES.
doing good, so. If you're taking the continuation, 387. Because I know we're not going to catch the bottom. Another good trade. You took some heat. Well, no, you stayed about break even, and then ding, we just slammed down. So, entry would have been around there. I mean, S2, from what Martin Rimes taught me,
Enter
you know,
ES.
S2 and S3. S2, we're going to reject it 99% of the time. S3, 99.5%. So, you know, S2 and R2, R3 and S3. So I'm getting out of this area. I'm not holding to see if we go any longer. Got a continuation. Would I've taken that? Probably not. I mean, it's after 4 o'clock Eastern time. So, but this was a really nice trade. So let's see. Let's see if our algo kicked in. So yeah, here was 1550 right here. 24 down to 13. Yeah, almost 10 points. I call it the 1450 algo, or 15. It's 1450 because I'm in Central Time, but it's 1550 Eastern. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Tomorrow's a new day. Not sure if I'm gonna get to take any trades tomorrow. I have to go back to work. I'll be off. I work Monday, and then I'll be off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. So hopefully, I'm hoping to be qualified within 10 days. Get my credentials, and hopefully by the following Monday, I'll be off on vacation. I can start trading, you know, to start pulling out funds. All right, guys, if y'all got any questions, feel free to hit me up. You know, if you want to know about any indicators, I'm not going to advertise these people's indicators right now. I haven't been using them that long. I mean, they've both been around for a long, long time. If you want to know, I'll tell you. I may do a video one day saying where I got them from. But this is just, it's two strategies I've mixed together. The one strategy I really liked, and I couldn't understand why price kept stopping when we got to these
Enter ES.
VWAP bands. Now I get it, so I'm cautious. It gives me an idea.
ES
You know,
reversing.
if I get a 2-bar reject off of a VWAP band, I'm getting out of it. I mean, it's just how, you know, it's just how it goes. So, all right. Any questions, hit me up. Talk to y'all later. Have a good one.